for me, the most potent way is being in nature.
I love ceremony. I love ceremony. I love to pray. I love to play with friends.
We've talked about ceremony.
Yeah.
So. If we have an experience that might be undesirable, we feel bad about it, and we end up being angry with life about it. Mm-hmm. I love this conversation.
Welcome.
Not a place that I spend any time in.
You never wear headsets?
No.
You don't, for music or for phone calls, nothing?
No. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. I'm on speakerphone, and I don't want to put anything in my brain that has waves that I might not want.
Especially with the Bluetooth headsets.
I know. This is even hard.
Oh yeah, take that off. We don't need it. I'll just have it. So we neither of us need it actually.
Great. So I'm a somatic practitioner, and being in this body and getting still is the best way for me to ground and enter this conversation with you. Mm-hmm. So thank you for the space.
Thank you for being a yes and joining me. I always enjoy connecting with you, and I know that your self-care and your daily practices are a big part of your life. I was happy to just tap into the breathing and grounding and like being really true to yourself of like, hey, where am I right now? I actually need this, and asking for what it is that you need. And then just being able to support with that. And then me realizing far after you had already realized it that I needed that too. So thank you. That was a gift to me as well.
You're very welcome. Yeah.
I wonder what other parts of your daily practice. I know you're into like these bite-sized, almost like micro daily practices that are supportive to your. Am I saying that right?
Micro practices. I'm not quite sure what that means.
Small practices. Maybe we just did that breath work, that 30 seconds of stillness versus, hey, I've got to go do 30 minutes of journaling. It's like these small, bite-sized wellness kind of bites.
That's an interesting way to view it. I don't view it that way. I guess you're asking about my just daily life and how I move through it.
Yes.
With awareness.
Please.
And the practice that I do as a daily thing is something that I call a dreaming practice. And this practice was born of the work I did with Don Miguel Ruiz, who wrote the Four Agreements.
Big fan.
Great.
I gift it. I practice it. I share it.
Yeah. And it came at a point in my life that, that was the doorway I was given to navigate a divorce and, just life change, big life transition. And so that practice of holding a witness kind of 24/7 so that there is consciousness about, it's like I'm living my life instead of judging it and saying, I'm doing this thing and to feel shame about it or to feel bad about it. Instead, the practice is really about, with so much love and so much compassion, throughout my day, no matter what I do, how I may say something in a way that might not really be optimal, or, just the different ways we are human. And instead of judging it, it's holding that witness with love and compassion and listening to what my body is telling me. And that's kind of what I do. So if I'm sitting and painting and my back feels a little tight, well, I'm going to get up and I'm going to move around, and I'm going to shake it off if that's what I need to do.
As animals do in nature all the time.
Exactly.
They just shake it off.
Shake it off or roll it out, and I also do body work. So I have a practice where I do many embodying things, like I dance, and I stretch, and I hike, and I do it almost every day, all of it, whatever is needed. Sometimes I don't, sometimes I'm driving and I just need to do what I'm doing, and I'm staying in that position, in that place. And sometimes you just gotta, we do whatever we do.
Hey, I just wanted to jump in here and give a quick shout out to the sponsor of today's podcast, Be Micro, the easiest way to sneak vegetables into any meal. Due to soil depletion, GMOs, and monocropping, Americans are not getting enough nutrients. So in 2018, I founded Be Micro, the first freeze-dried microgreens company in the U.S. to help Americans get more concentrated natural nutrients into their diet. Microgreens are a phase in the plant's life when they're 14 days old and naturally the most concentrated in vitamins, minerals, nutrients, all the good things that we need. Our microgreens are grown here in the U.S. in soil in a greenhouse. They're certified USDA organic and regenerative organic. We grow, wash, and freeze dry them to extend their 1-week shelf life to over 1 year, allowing us to ship anywhere in the U.S. without the worry of spoilage. We have 2 flavors, broccoli, backed by over 2,000 studies on sulforaphane and its powerful detox benefits, and a blend of red cabbage, radish, and broccoli, the most potent detox formula we've tested, offering you the most bang for your buck. Easily sneak these microgreens in any meal. Eggs, smoothies, pizza, pasta, even your kids' mac and cheese, you can't even taste it. Use code STEVE15 to save at bmicro.farm.
So you
were working with Don Miguel Ruiz?
Yeah.
And where was this at?
I was living on the East Coast, and the first time I met him was at Omega Institute in Rhinebeck, New York. It's a big, we called it a New Age camp for summer camp.
Is that where you're from?
I lived on the East Coast.
And how do you describe him? Who is he for those that aren't aware?
Well, he is, and really I started with him and meeting him, but I wanted to work with a woman, and the teacher that was there with him is who I took on as my teacher.
Wow.
Rita Rivera Fox, and she lives right here in Boulder.
Is that right?
Yeah, she lives here. Hi, Rita.
Shout out, Rita. I'd like to meet you.
I knew that I needed to do this path. And what he's about, and the book he's very well known for, is the Four Agreements.
Which the agreements are: be impeccable with your word, don't take things personally, don't make assumptions, and always try your best.
Always do your best.
What's the hardest for you?
I think the one that stands out as it requires a lot of rigor is to not take things personally.
Same.
And I think, humanity does. We do. We take each other very personally. And when you're able, and again, it's that witness to step back and to be able to witness the stories, the beliefs, the identities, all of those things, and to become more and more aware of those things by practicing. It takes, I think, it's our life, our lifetime, right?
I have a little book of cards here. Have you seen this?
Yeah, long time ago. Yep.
And so some days I will just shuffle it up and I will just take a card out.
Yes.
And then it's like, well, that's the lesson for me. Which one of these 4 agreements am I
what
meant
am I
to be
needing
practicing?
to look at? Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, and there are so many different ways to get reflection. And I think for me, the most potent way is being in nature. Art comes in, definitely is another, and dance. But being in nature is the clearest reflector. There are no distractions. We're free. We're kind of safe, as we could feel, I mean, if a big bear came, I probably would not feel as
what are you
safe,
saying to me, nature? Why are you bringing me a big bear? What do I need to learn here?
What do I need to learn here? Well, the bear would be quite a thing. Yeah. We, I'm sure, have come across many
I had a big black bear just outside my home maybe a week ago. And I was like, what is that about? But I think he's something about boundaries. I'm not quite sure. I was feeling into it a little bit. I know you do some dream work as well. Is that right?
Yeah, I mean, but in Native American ways of thinking, which is another path I strongly have walked, is ceremony in that direction.
I've sat in that way as well.
Yeah.
Not in a very strong way, but
Yeah.
to the sweat lodge just this past Sunday.
Great. This is great. I seem to be hitting all the points.
You're on fire right now.
You're a reflector. Yeah, sweat lodge was a very big part of my upbringing, of
your upbringing.
My evolution into, just being awake, of being awake. So, yeah.
When did you start doing sweat lodges?
I think around 82. Yeah, 1982. So it's been a minute.
In what type of tradition?
Lakota, Sioux. When I was on the East Coast, actually, my husband and I, ex-husband and I, former, we got married in a Native American ceremony.
Wow.
And that was very powerful. It was at on the East Coast Medicine Wheel gathering, and Sun Bear and Waben from many years ago, I think both of them, I don't know if Waben's still alive, but Sun Bear had passed. Sun Bear and Waben married us in this ceremony that was offered, and it was quite beautiful, really very beautiful ceremony.
And how do they think about marriage? The Lakota or Sun Bear, is it in a similar way? I just know more of like the Christian. I grew up in a very Christian upbringing. That's how the Christians have one way of thinking about it. I wonder how.
I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't know. We got married, and then we got a divorce.
Yeah.
So, I mean, it was 20 years, and yeah, 6 children later.
Yeah.
So that was a big. But yeah, so I think it started like before then, and we got married in 83. So it had to have been, I don't know, maybe 2 years before or something. Yeah. So and then I prepared for a vision quest, and in doing that, we were doing weekly lodges in Oregon. So that was it.
Now, I've never done a vision quest. I think next year, I was close to it this year, but I didn't quite understand what it even was. So I think now that I understand, and my understanding is it's typically 4 days sitting outside of a camp, typically under a tree. And maybe you typically have like a blanket, maybe 2 blankets. Sometimes you have water, but I think many times you don't have water, you don't have food, and you're just in this prayer.
Yeah, I sat on a butte for 4 days and watched fronts come in. So I got rained on.
That's probably good luck, though.
It was certainly cleansing.
Where was this?
It was in southern Oregon. And that was with a teacher I was studying with in the Portland area, Sweet Medicine and Good Horse. And they did teachings then. And we did lodges and prepared for this really very profound experience. And there is no food, there is no water except the rain.
Yeah, in some ways that was probably really fortunate.
I did drink water. That's what was given to me. It was funny, too, mentioning bear. After the experience, they told me that when they were preparing each of the spots, and there were 7 people that were far away from each other, but we can hear the drum. That's what we can hear, each other's drums.
Oh, so you brought a drum with you?
I had to make my drum.
Okay.
And I brought my drum. I had to make my dress. I wore a deerskin dress that was so warm and amazing how it protected me. Yeah. And so what I found out, they said to me, by the way, we didn't want you to know this before you went in, but there was a bear that was hanging around your location. I said, thank you not for telling me. Thank you. That I had, fear, and because everything, whatever shows up, in the dark, really. In the dark is where it was scariest.
That was the hardest part.
Yeah, in the rainy dark. They brought me an extra blanket, though.
Nice.
Yeah. It was fabulous. I think it was one of those turning point experiences for me, just to drop in deeper, to really experience things in a deeper way, without any drugs. We just sang. We sang and drummed, which I continually still love to do.
Love that.
Yeah.
I'm new to that space. I moved to Boulder maybe 6-7 years ago, and you remember Marcus McCauley?
Yeah.
Of McCauley Farms.
Yeah.
You friends with him?
Not friends, but
friendly.
acquaintances from being a fellow food entrepreneur. I think we actually pitched at the same and they won.
Yes.
And I think I came in like fifth.
Yeah, at Pitch Slam, which is like our kind of Shark Tank.
Exactly.
Yeah, that was the first time I'd ever been to a Naturally Boulder event. Actually, was that one. I saw Marcus win. I was like, well, I want to be friends with him. I saw you too, and I was like, I want to be friends with you as well. But I'm like, I went hard on Marcus, and
he was the winner. You're not stupid.
I went hard on Marcus, and I ended up moving into his commercial kitchen that he had just around the corner from here, and so that's where I started to freeze dry the microgreens and process them and do all those things. And then he invited me to his farm to tour it. It was a beautiful farm. Have you been to his farm?
I think I have. I have been there once. Yeah.
Beautiful farm. He had a CSA where you can get ducks, pig, beef, maybe even some like lamb or goat, and anyway, phenomenal. That was my first experience of like really clean meat. I'm like, I had no idea meat could even be like this. Like just wanting the fat from the pig. I was like, my brain just wanted it. It's like I've been starved of it. I was like, what the heck is this? And then he showed me around the land, and he had what would you call it? Like just the bones, just the sticks of the sweat lodge. And I was like, what is that? He's like, oh, it's Sweat Lodge. Would you like to?
Wow,
and he invited me in. He did. He's sold that land maybe 2-3 years ago.
Okay.
But with that same group, I've been in a Lakota style. I've been sweating with for for quite a while. That whole time, 6. But I'm very new to it, I feel.
Yeah.
I'm just starting to learn the song. The songs are just starting to come to me now. I practice them and sit in other ways with them as well, but mostly in sweat and in like kind of song circle type ways.
Nice.
And just really did not grow up around any of that type of learning at all.
None of us did, right? Well, my kids did.
Oh, your kids did?
Yeah. They grew up we did Sunday spirit meetings, and we did yoga, and we sang, and we drummed and played instruments, and we had a sweat lodge in our backyard.
Wow.
So we were doing lodges monthly.
Wow.
Yeah.
And were your lodges, I mean, I really only know Lakota. I've done 2 that were Dene, like Navajo, and those were 4 rounds. Everyone does them like a little bit different, I believe.
I've only done 4 rounds.
Okay.
Yeah.
How would you describe the Sweat Lodge? What's happening in that space? You're more of the pro. I've got my ideas, but you're the you had one in your backyard.
That's what is happening is there is a strong intention that everyone that's in there is putting they're opening and surrendering their hearts. And
it's a prayer.
It is a prayer. And the songs are prayers. But it's a space that feels like the human, hopefully, has quieted, let's just say quieted down enough that you can really hear what is in your heart or in spirit or whatever, people call it different things. You can go to a church and people are singing and in prayer, and that's just as much of the same experience of opening your heart to God, right? So it's opening your heart to God and seeing what, I think, well, first of all, the heat really helps to break that defense mechanism, the protection. Heat both is warming and, if you put yourself in cold, you're going to have a very different experience than a sweat lodge, right? People going in ice, it's cold plunges. So I feel like it's a way that gets the fire really going in a way that burns, purifies whatever is in the way of your heart.
Yeah. Helps me to drop from my head into my heart.
Right.
Surprisingly challenging to do, even though I practice it. Sometimes I'm like, this is pretty hard, but the sweat, the prayer certainly helps with that. The way that the lodge operates that I attend is there's 4 rounds. The first round is calling in all of our guides, guardians, spirit friends, helpers, and typically 7 rocks are brought in, and then
that's a cooler lodge.
It's a cooler lodge. Yeah, it's more of a beginner lodge. There'll frequently be people there that are there for a first time. Definitely a beginner lodge. We'll sometimes even open up like a back flap to like really cool it out. Yeah, it's a beginner lodge.
Used to bring like 20 some odd rocks. We have a huge pile.
And it's interesting how I've been in lodges with a lot more rocks to begin as well that didn't feel as hot. I think it
depends
on the spirit of the medicine.
I feel like it's always perfect. Yeah. Everyone gets what they need. Yeah. Everyone gets what they need. And I think that's true about life in general. That is a point of view that I hold. That, if we have an experience that might be undesirable, we feel bad about it, and we end up, being angry with life about it, right? Instead of, oh, well, what am I needing to see here? And that's a question I hold throughout my day. When you going back to your first question, that is something that I do. That's an inquiry that I hold. What is this? What do I need to see here?
Yeah.
What do I need to see? What am I? Is there a place that feels stuck? And so holding an inquiry is another big part of my day.
Is there a belief that the universe is always communicating with us, and it's on us to be listening to it?
I love this conversation. I hold lots of points of view. I don't feel like I need to be like it's this way or not, but more of what am I needing to see with each of those points of view? Like if I'm being a victim and feeling or blaming someone, that's a point of view. If I'm making someone else wrong for something that I don't feel comfortable with, that it's here, and it's not about them. So that's a point of view.
Typically, for me, that comes from me taking things personally. If I'm a victim,
Exactly.
if somebody else has been
That's
around,
right.
really, when I'm in my balanced, grounded way, I know that they're just a messenger. They're bringing this trigger up to the top, to the surface, so that it can then be worked and
And
healed.
then you could say thank you.
Yes.
And when you can get to thank you, I think that's good job.
It's thank you, and then it's try to grab that golden thread and follow it back to
Exactly.
a childhood moment of like, where
did
is this come from?
Where did this come from? that's the practice. It's mining for gold. It's mining for the richness, because that is the freedom. That's how we could be free. Mm-hmm. And when we hold on to it, it just pulls us down and drains the energy. It makes us sick. People die with it, People get diseases with it. Mm-hmm. The body is reflecting all of it. I used to say, the body tells a magnificent story. When I work on people and I feel, it's even what has happened to them, the way their health history has gone is it's just very informative. And it speaks volumes about the emotional piece and the psychic piece, the energetic piece, someone's diet, so looking at a being holistically is part of the point of view that I hold. Mm-hmm. Looking at all the different angles, I feel like a detective. So people joke my name, Grace Ventura. Mm-hmm. And they're
nice.
like, "Oh, are you a pet detective?" I said,
I haven't thought that.
No,
I'm
a heart detective.
Grace, the name Grace goes so well with so many things. Grace
is, I feel like I learn about grace. I took that name on. I chose that name because I knew it was something that I yearned for, to connect with and to understand grace.
What is the spirit of grace? How would you describe grace?
It's so interesting. It's like my mind is like, I have a feeling. I don't have the words in the moment. Mm-hmm. I have the feeling, though, and it's like such an exquisite, it's kind of this divine acceptance of all that is. It's not acceptance, it's beyond that. It's the divine grace. It's like giving grace to all of it, having grace, feeling grace with everything that's in life. Everything that's in life. It feels exquisite to be. It's that, like, I don't even know the word. There's a word. It's kind of like between compassion and, I don't know, help me out here.
I wonder what's a practice someone can do to start feeling grace.
Gratitude.
Gratitude, okay.
A gratitude practice.
Yeah.
Being thankful for all of it. Everything that I'm even saying, when you can say thank you to someone who has, you felt hurt, you felt whatever came up, the trigger that was there. And to be able, that's another practice I do, which is to go inside and look at the reflection of what, let's say somebody, I'll give a real experience because that's all I have. I was in this place. I was in a very vulnerable place. It was a ceremony, actually. And in the ceremony, I had an experience of, after being incredibly in a place of bliss, to what then formed was kind of the thing that was in my way. That's what showed up. And someone had left, and I felt abandonment. And I felt there was a hurt, a deep hurt. And I knew, though, that it wasn't about that person. I mean, I knew here, holding that witness, I knew it, but the emotion was so just compelling, so compelling. So I said, okay, this is what I'm going to go do. And I did the work of feeling it, working with it, saying things when I shouldn't have even said that. It's like the things that came out, I allowed them to be there, but didn't make myself wrong for that happening, because I knew it kind of needed to break free for me to see it. Sometimes it takes a whack on the head for us to really wake up, right? Often.
How can we catch the message before the whack on the head?
That's the practice.
Right. There's many levels. Well, I mean, the whack on the head, I've experienced that, but it's
there are different levels of whack. It could be a tap.
Yeah.
That it could be just like a kick in the butt. It doesn't have to be like fall off a cliff kind of whack.
Could it
car accidents? They're definitely wake-up calls. I think accidents, when I think about an accident, I don't think it's an accident.
You're right. Nothing's an accident.
I don't think it's an accident. And that's why I'm saying that whatever is showing up, though it's hard work. This is not easy stuff.
Yeah.
It's warrior training. But to be able then to do it with love and compassion. I think when I started out, I know I had the awareness, and I was pretty critical of myself too, and was very hard on myself. And it took years to not be hard on myself. Years.
Yeah.
And
I'm still in that practice.
It's a daily practice.
Yeah.
It's like that's the life that I created to really show me what I needed to see. And I don't have any regret of it. It was painful. But it showed me so much. And that's when I met Miguel and Rita, is right at that time. And so the practice is holding that witness. Sitting, you could sit even for 5 minutes to intentionally hold that witness, and do a dreaming practice, which is what I do.
Yeah, would you share more about that?
Yeah, so a dreaming practice is a form of meditation, using the breath. I feel like the way where I go with it is more into the somatic, is how I would describe it these days. Back then, it wasn't quite described that way.
Somatic meaning into the body?
Into the body. So it's into the body, but it's also, it's holding a witness. It's a very non-dualistic practice. So people like Muji, Muji? No. He's a teacher, and he's Jamaican and lives in Portugal, and he's another great teacher out there. But he talks about the witness is witnessing the witness, witnessing the witness. Miguel talks about the fourth attention, the dreamer dreaming the dream, dreaming the dream. And you are the dreamer dreaming the dream, dreaming the dream, dreaming the dream, until it falls away. And it's just not even the dream. You are, right? So that's the same way, in meditation, how it would be described. We're going to the same place. It's just a different route. And in dreaming, there's also more of an awareness. The witness is here, and there could be intentionality. So, for example, I'm going to dream into the mother. Or I'm going to dream, and whatever shows up for me as I just let go. I don't try to figure it out, but I let it go. And in that space of surrender, whatever shows up. And there's a witnessing of, if there's feelings that come through, or all of a sudden I may feel, huge emotion, something, and I don't know why. And it's not important to know why or even to ask why. And the whole idea is to get out of the knowing, as you said in the beginning, and dropping into your body. And this is kind of even beyond body, but more energetic.
So is this one of the ways that God's Spirit, our higher soul, speaks to us? You shared how there's like the whacking, And that's
Yeah,
like where maybe...
totally. I believe that. I mean, that's a point of view I have, that spirit is, whatever you want to call it, God, there's consciousness. But I also feel that consciousness is in the whole collective. The whole collective is part of the consciousness.
Because we're all connected.
Life is all part of life is consciousness. And what is happening in the collective, it's a micro-macro cosm. You can see people, what's happening in the world right now, for example, there is a felt sense that's everywhere. And it's been fear, it's been, that's really heightened. That's been really, really heightened. COVID did it. COVID really brought it up. But it also gave us an opportunity. And it's giving us an opportunity now, everything that's happening. It's time to raise the bar, right? Or raise our voices. Whatever is coming through, it's being agitated. It's being inspired. The question is, what are we going to do with it? How will we respond? Will it be through violence? Will it be through, how are we going to choose to respond to this?
To this calling up, to this
What's happening in the
evolution,
world
to this
at any
awakening.
moment. Yeah. How are we going to respond? Are we going to take responsibility for ourselves and beginning at home and doing that? Or are we going to continue to blame and say it's about them? And when we can come to a place where we take 100% responsibility for this with love and kindness and compassion, and not with making ourselves wrong, because we can only hold so much of that and then it comes out onto everyone else, right?
So does that mean taking 100% responsibility for our lives and everything that is happening within it?
Yes, absolutely. Absolutely, every part.
Things aren't happening to us, they're happening for us.
Yes, if we, I just had an experience and I went through the, okay, that was hard. I didn't really want to have that one again. I'm paraphrasing. But where I have come to, and this is the practice, is, okay, I needed this. What did I need it for? Okay, I needed to learn that. Okay, well, I got that. And I just did something. Now I took an action to shift it. Because one of the things that inspires me is to be free. And if something shows up on my doorstep, and that's part of the curriculum, I say yes. It's not necessarily easy. It's not meant to be. But I breathe and I paint and I dance and I be in nature, and it helps me navigate all of it, everything. I eat well. I feed my body well. Try to get good sleep and do all the things to care for this physical body that I've been gifted.
What would you say the low-hanging fruit is for most people around self-care?
Breath. Breath work. Just like what we did in the very beginning.
Is there a technique? There's lots of different...
Lots.
Is there maybe a beginner breath work that you suggest?
I think there's a couple of things here that I want to say. Everyone's heard of the 4-4-4.
Box breathing.
Right. So that's the simplest. Straightforward. You could do it anywhere.
That's about where I'm at with it.
Box breathing. And that's great. I think another level that brings it deeper is to be able to lay down and put a hand on your belly and a hand on your heart, your chest, and breathe 10 times. And just feel the ground underneath you, feeling it supporting you, and letting yourself chill.
This podcast is brought to you by B Micro, organic freeze-dried microgreens for easy, natural nutrition. Sprinkle them on any meal and enjoy the benefits. Shop now at bmicro.farm and use code STEVE15 to save. Is there anything, does it matter in through the nose, out through the nose, long?
I'm a nose breather.
Proven to be much healthier.
Yeah. I don't mind exhaling through the mouth. There's so many breathing practices. I taught yoga for many years, so pranayama was a big part. Alternate nostril breathing, I love. It's actually, I think alternate nostril breathing is much more powerful because it really helps you to center here. It's like it really helps bringing balance throughout. So it kind of clears the brain in a specific way. From the left and right sides of the nose are, Pingali, and I can't remember the other
I'm
side.
not practiced in it. I'm not sure.
You want me to show you?
Yes, please.
Okay, let's do it.
Okay.
All right. So your feet are just flat on the floor, sitting up. And you're going to take the middle finger and the index finger and put them right in this area in between your brow. And you're going to take a deep breath in and placing your thumb on your right nostril. You're going to exhale left and hold it for a moment and inhale left. And hold. Exhale right, putting your index finger on the left nostril. And in, right. Hold. And exhale left. Hold. In left. And out right. And hold. In right. And out left. In left. And out right. And relax your breath. Just lower your hand. And just breathe.
Thank you. That does feel centering. It feels like maybe I wasn't aware of where my energy was going, but now it feels like it's coming into this middle, this more focused, just I feel like in the middle of me.
Yeah.
I would say that was another little micro hack that you do. That
Absolutely.
took just 1 minute.
Exactly. Yeah.
Have you ever done, I'm sure you have, a neti pot?
Yeah.
That's new to me. I had a sinus infection maybe 2 months ago and tried a neti pot for the first time, and I found some similar benefit to that, to it also bringing me into a centered way, because you're basically just, it's so wild for first time doing it, but just you pour water with some saline in it through one nostril, comes out the other, then you do it back and forth. And there's some cultures that do that actually to help to center their kind of mind and just self.
Yes. Yeah.
There's so many free to very inexpensive health hacks out there that work
Absolutely.
really, really well.
Absolutely. Gargling with salt water.
Oh, okay. When you have a sore throat
yeah. I mean, simple.
Yeah.
Simple thing.
So you have brought us some paintings here, and you express that as a soul
imprint.
Would you share more on what that means?
Yeah. There's a little backstory.
Please.
Okay. Back in the day when I had an organic food brand, and it then went away, which was 2 years ago, I was going through a lot of grieving and, letting go of my baby. So it was a pretty big deal. That can't be forgotten. It's not like it ever will go away.
No. Oh, okay. Yeah.
But I mean, it's like a kid. A kid doesn't go away. Right?
Yeah.
So anyway, I hold it near and dear.
And I hold it in a very beautiful way, too. I think very well of everything that you were doing. And I think some of the work and innovations and thoughts will probably be picked up by others in the future. I know I'm inspired by your work.
I think it was ahead of its time.
I think so, too.
I think it was too healthy for the general public.
I think that often about my brand, too.
Totally. You can only go so far. And when you take investment, that's what happens is they want to make money.
And was it VC investment?
Yeah.
And so that's not an investment that I've ever taken.
Yeah.
That's like a turbocharged, pedal to the metal.
Exactly. And I had amazing investors and all of that. But, at the end of the day, it just, my CEO had said she thought we try to grow too fast. It was just too fast.
And you had brought in a Sarah Bird,
right,
who spent 15 years at Annie's as their chief marketing officer and 3 years at Bhakti Chai as the CEO. So, very well respected, world class in this
amazing.
Way. Yeah,
funny. She texted me called me by mistake this morning. So it's funny we're bringing her up right now.
Shout out Sarah. Is she in San Francisco?
I don't know. We're going to catch up.
Good. Good.
It's been a while. So the company went away, and I went into a very deep place, a really deep inquiry, and giving myself the space to grieve. I spent a lot of time at the hot springs, and I just did what I needed to do to take care of myself and let myself be in this place. During that time, and this is a transition, and I've gone through many, many, many transitions in my life, big ones. So I've kind of gotten the hang of it.
You're practiced.
I'm practiced in transitions, letting go of things gracefully, and doing it with more and more grace as time has gone on. So one day, I had started painting again, and I am an artist. I have my degree in art from many years ago, but I didn't paint for a long time. I left it, and I felt like painting, so I started painting, and I said, wow, I'm having an inspiration to paint portals. A portal, I'm in this inquiry about what's next. What am I doing next? I don't even want to think about what I'm doing next yet. But then when I was ready, I asked that question. And in asking the question, I had this idea of these gateways that would somehow support my inquiry about what's next. So then I was in a meditation and I saw an eye. And I said, oh, an eye is a portal. Huh.
Was this all intuitive, or was somebody guiding you through this? No.
This is all I was just doing this. This is the dreaming work. So in dreaming also what you're doing is creating. You see what has been, and when you do the work of letting it go, because it's work to let it go, but when it has let go and there's space, then all of a sudden the creation happens. And I'm a creator. That's what I do. I'm a creative. I can create all day long. Cooking, whatever, painting, whatever it is. So I thought, it would be really interesting to learn how to photograph my own eye and then paint on it and paint my vision, do a meditation, do a journey, go inside, drop in, do the dreaming work, and then see what, as I hold that inquiry, what shows up. Because when you put something into space, in a void, it creates, that's what it does. So I did that. And I started painting these paintings with a photograph of my eye. I learned how to treat the paper, how to, more advanced, I started to do these, put them on masonite,
Masonite, okay.
This is masonite. So,
is it like a pressed wood or?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. And they're just, and then I would glue this eye. I don't have an eye with me. I should have just brought an eye. But anyway, oh well.
I could picture an eye.
It's a color photocopy that I put on heavier paper. And then I treat it with a matte medium. And basically the way that I've done these, so the whole thing evolved.
Yeah.
And what happened was I was doing them for myself. I was doing my own process. These are other people's that I'm showing you right now.
Okay. So you're training others on how to do this.
Well, no, I did theirs.
Oh, you did theirs.
I did theirs. So what started happening was I do this 2-hour journey and take them on this journey with prompts. And it's all on Zoom, the whole thing. And then I record it and I go and sit with their copy of their eye, and I just start painting.
And you're
and it's
asking
like
them questions about their life
I'm asking,
to help?
Well, on the journey, it's kind of like, okay, what, I bring the elements in. What does the body of water look like? What does, what kind of path are you on? And questions like that, and it's in nature. Or maybe not. Might not be. Could be in New York City. That's their path.
I would say on your website, looking at these paintings, it seems like they're all in nature.
Yes, they are all in nature. There's
options for others, but it doesn't show up.
This one is definitely a bit different.
More abstract?
It's more abstract.
I do see a hummingbird, though.
Yes,
love the hummingbird.
There is hummingbird. These kind of went a different, it's just, they're all different. Every single one is different. And the only thing I can attribute that to is that they're different people. And there's a different vibe that's coming through. So it's almost like I'm channeling something through, But where it's at now is I had been invited to this woman's retreat up in Estes. And they asked me to do a Soul Imprint workshop. So I did. And I created this journey for this group of women, and they all had their eye photographs, and I had them prepared and ready for them.
In the eye photograph, again, is that a photograph of their own eye?
Yeah.
Okay,
yeah.
Got it.
And it's an up close. So,
got it.
This is the eye.
Got it. And then you've painted around it.
Yeah.
Got it.
This was the eye.
Got it. Okay, cool.
So it's just wherever it lands.
Yep.
So I did this process with them, and it's a deep dive because you're holding a question. And the inquiry is about, as I said, what's next? So I love working with people that are going through transitions, big life transitions. We go through transitions daily, right? Because nothing is permanent. So we're always in transition. But there are some bigger ones.
Yeah.
And that's where I feel like, the question is, well, what's next? And people will go down the rabbit hole of feeling depressed and, really digging in deep there because of fear, doubt. I don't know what to do. And I think fear is the biggest piece. So through my experiences of transitions and being a coach for many years, I've been doing more wellness coaching, life coaching, the work I did with Miguel Ruiz, being a 4 Agreements facilitator and a, yoga teacher, and so many different things. The Native American piece that is a very big part of my life, yoga.
Love yoga.
And embodiment.
I've got a monthly membership.
Embodiment, doing somatic work, being a somatic facilitator. All of those things really are informing the way that I've created the Soul Imprint process, and it's part of my coaching work. So sometimes it's the platform, the jumping off platform, to go do that first, and then we will dive in deeper because things, it's like you're in the process of asking the question, what's next? And so many things could show up that are in the way of what's next. The fear of actually doing that thing. And that could show up on the journey or in the work that we do together. And it's somatic work is, to me, some of the most potent, even in my bodywork sessions, because I also still do bodywork. I've done that for 40 years, long time. So I do more fascial work and cranial work, but doing somatic works where people could experience all their senses, and in the journey, that's all welcome, whatever shows up on that journey, whatever it elicits as you're navigating it.
Is there a typical type of fear that people are feeling?
Death.
Fear of death?
I think fear of death is kind of up there.
Yeah.
Why do people do anything? They don't want to die, or people that are accepting of death. What are their fears?
Is there fear of success? Fear of succeeding?
Yeah, but what's under that? To me, it's, okay, if you succeed, what will happen?
Or fear of living to your fullest potential? Is that the same thing?
But what's under that is the question. Mm-hmm. Because if someone, for example, is afraid of success, what do? Well, they sabotage themselves, for sure. But if they succeeded, they might be, there's a level of responsibility that one has to hold in being successful. Mm-hmm. There's a level of, it's like, what is that for you? What would happen for you if you succeeded? Mm-hmm. And what does success even mean? But that's a whole other question. Yeah, right.
Does it even mean?
That's like, what
There's
is success?
There's a whole Western kind of narrative pushed on us on what success is. And
so I think there's so many stories. And when you get hung up on all those stories, you go down this rabbit hole, and it's very hard to come out. Instead of, okay, let me go into the feeling sense I have when I dream into success. Because if you go here in your head, you're just going into a jumble of lies.
Yeah.
That's what you're going into.
Yeah.
You're going into beliefs and stories.
Yeah.
So to me, the question of, that you asked, I feel like it's more up here. Mm-hmm. And the way that I would navigate it and the way I navigate it is to feel what I'm feeling and to address that part of me with love and compassion, to listen to that part of me instead of trying to push it away with affirmations or,
bypass it.
No, I don't want to bypass it. I want it to be welcome here. Yeah. It is welcome here, and it's scary, but there's no other way out. There's no other way in.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So loving all of you, there's all these different parts.
All the parts.
And let them know that they are loved, they're welcome, they're seen, they're held, and just work.
And what do they need?
Yeah, what do they need?
What do they need? I'm not going to tell you what it's like to listen, to really, really listen. And to me, it's that's essential. If we are tuning more in, and that's, again, what somatic work is doing, is bringing someone in their body to listen. Oh, I'm feeling kind of scratchy in my throat. Oh, okay, let me just sit and be with this for a moment and give it some space, feel it.
Because the body is speaking to us as
The
well.
body is speaking.
Yeah.
If you feel tight in your shoulder, listen to it. You know, not trying to get it away by, I don't know, whatever.
Roll it out real.
And there's nothing wrong with massage and all of that, but I'm saying that if there's another aspect that's emotional or energetic, if you're just addressing the physical part, you're not going to necessarily change it. It might temporarily, but it's not like, you know, the fix.
So these are different ways that the soul speaks to us. I think at the very end of the road, it's that big knock on the head, that car crash, up the kind of the ladder a little bit, or in lighter ways that it speaks to us is through this dream type state. Well, how do you think about intuition, and how does intuition play into this?
Yes. Yes.
My belief is that is the first way that God's Spirit speaks to us. It's intuition, and then it's either dreams or synchronicities. I'm not quite sure what's next, but it's intuition, dreams, synchronicities, and then the big bang on the head. And that's
I see where you're going.
That's the order that
Yes.
that God speaks to us.
Yeah. That's a interesting way to thank you. Very succinct. Your brain works a little differently than my brain, as
Sure.
all of our brains. I appreciate that.
So I'm in the practice of all of these. How can I write out my dreams, and then my therapist is trained in the dream work, and that's typically some like the juiciest stuff we get into is looking at the dreams, and where things are. I'm starting to learn it a little bit more, but still after, I don't know, maybe 20 sessions of that, I'm still like, I have no idea what that means. He's like, well, it's all you. Every character in your dream is you. You're
Yes.
seeing yourself, and that person's wearing a reflective vest because it's screaming, that's you. It's happening in a library because you already know this information. That's some of my fears around business is I'm not smart enough, like the not enoughness. I'm not smart enough to figure all this out. And now I'm in the practice of just letting it come to me. And stop trying to. I was a hunter for a long time in the ways of I was in software sales for 10 years, and I was going out knocking on doors,
Sales. Yeah.
hunting hard,
Yeah.
and good at it and rewarded, and that allowed me to do all of this. But how can I be in this new way where I just let it come to me as
Trust.
well?
It's about trust. Such lessons in trust and faith in life. I feel like it's some of the biggest pieces for me. And it has to do, for me, it's around supporting myself and my capacity to do so. And I could pull that thread, and I see where it comes from. Seen it my whole life. And over again, I am shown over and over and over that I am supported. I am so supported when I am living according to my integrity. When I am in my integrity, I feel like I almost get like the reward, you know. And the reward, though, it's not even, it's support. It's that I'm not alone in this. That I am so supported.
Yeah.
And it's trusting that over and over. I feel like sometimes in my life, often I have said, okay, God, prove it to me. Prove it to me. I'm going to push this edge so hard, and I would push it so hard, and lo and behold, I was always supported.
And you're saying the key to that is being in integrity.
Absolutely, being responsible, taking responsibility for yourself, taking responsibility so that, okay, this thing happened, and I mean, I didn't even blink a whole lot, maybe a few times before I said, oh, I need to do this. I didn't do this. And I went and I did it. It's like, because I want to do it, as I said earlier. I respond very quickly. I'm very driven in that way, which is a pro and a con. Like everything, there are detriments and there are assets, liabilities, I should say. The idea of completion. I want to complete it. I want to resolve fast. But that has its problems. But it's also great for other things, So it's a matter of how do you find that balance? And it's trust. It's trust.
Would you say the 4 agreements support in helping people live a life of integrity?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Yeah. Always, and it's because it's about inner integrity. It's not about what other people think of you.
Of course.
But what is in your integrity. So, if you're a healer, it's a healer trapping that you want to help someone or a mother, anyone who's a caregiver. You want to help someone and you want to help so much because you have so much. And there's, people with huge hearts and they have so much to give, but they burn out so often because they're not taking care of themselves. I know for me, long ago, one of the inquiries that that came through was, why am I doing healing work? Why am I a massage therapist? Why am I a mother? What do I get from it? What am I getting from it? And I would ask that question over and over. And one of the things that I saw was I felt more valuable. I felt like I was more valuable and I had to prove myself. And it was so much about proving. And I would just give and give and give and give. And then, that's when you burn out. I had 6 kids. I was doing a lot. And it creates imbalance. Mm-hmm. That's what it creates. So what I started doing was I started to do self-care coaching because I was learning so much about how to care for myself, how to do it with so many kids and, making it a priority, making my health a priority, and taking the time, even though my mind said I don't have time. And instead, I would make sure I did it. I did yoga in the morning. I had to do yoga. My ex is a chiropractor, so we were a healing family. And I got body work, and I took care. I ate well. I did yoga. I taught yoga, sweat lodges, all of it. I learned so much. Still, I was in my own process. So I was learning and going through my own hell and doing all of that, but having the tools and learning what I really needed to do to stay grounded. And today I feel like it's just so much more efficient and automatic. It's just ingrained in me to live that way.
And so now you're teaching some of those tools and helping guide people on their own healing path? Yeah.
So I'm going to give a shout out to my daughter, Dr. Satya Sardonicus. Satya created a methodology called neurofascial flow method. And it was born from her own injuries, multiple car accidents, and she had a brain injury. And she developed this technique, which is a somatic kind of technique, fascial proprioception. So it's about downregulating the nervous system. And I will share with you one of them.
Please.
It's really good, and it's called squeezes.
Okay.
And it's really simple.
Yeah.
You just squeeze yourself.
Like you're hugging yourself, like in a loving way.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Really gentle, loving. You can kind of do it across here. You can go down your legs, your thighs, all the way down, and just squeezing and breathing.
It feels good. It feels not super foreign, but a little foreign to me, like just that self-love.
Yeah. Simple.
Yeah.
Another simple 1-minute practice.
And that will down-regulate the nervous system.
Absolutely.
Meaning just
How do you
calming
feel?
us. Yeah, I feel calm. But also just being in your presence. You're also, like, you bring the own medicine of you, the grace medicine of I just calm and, like, attuned, and it's just very easy to flow with you. I think we have, there's some kindred spiritness here as well. But just the medicine of you, I also noticed that too.
So, where was I?
You were shouting out your
my daughter, but the question before that how I work with it, how I work with people.
Yes, thank you. That you are teaching people these types of tips.
Yes. So in the work I'm doing with creative expression, embodiment, nature, I do something called a vision walk. That's a practice and that I do with people. And all of those things are really helping people to tune in, to listen, to live by what's inside, and to be able to express it in however they want to express that in going through that life transition. It's like, what is in my heart? What is inspiring me? Where's my passion? I did corporate for my whole life, and now what? What do I do? Well, what do you love? What is just
makes you feel alive,
makes you feel alive, and that's your birthright, and that is your message, your mission. What are you here doing? Yeah. What are you here doing? It's a purposeful life. I think we are here in service. I am here in service in however I'm being asked to serve. I feel like through my hands is a big way. And it's a way that I am very grateful for. Touching bodies, getting people here present in their own bodies. I think embodiment is essential to feeling truly human and alive and integrated. And I feel like, we could do that in so many ways. But yes, there is exercise. Yes, there is yoga and all the physical stuff. But there's also a way that's more sensational and integrated and that felt sense.
And so who would you say the average person is that's reaching out to you looking for support? I know you work with entrepreneurs. I know you work with people at these large transitionary moments. Yeah. Who else are you supporting?
Yeah, I feel like I can't even say it's just women, because I feel like it's women and some men. Again, it is a transitional, it could be someone that's like in, that career and a career change, or someone going through a divorce, or someone, a death, a passing. Definitely, that has been a big one. People coming into retirement, like they're retired as well. And they are ready, maybe they want to still give something and they don't know what that is yet.
And are they all going through a similar process with you? Or are you taking all of them down a similar kind of path?
Yeah. I do a 12-week program, and it begins with really grounding and tuning into oneself. I have a new course that I'm doing that I'm really excited about. There are like 3 phases. The first one begins with grounding and safety, because we need to feel safe inside of ourselves in order to create, in order to feel free enough that we can do that. We start more with nervous system support and inner safety and, just being able to ground with clear intentions, to be very clear about what is the path, where are we going here.
And in some of the tips, tricks that you've shared throughout our conversation, would those typically fall within that area?
Yes. Yes, for sure. The breathing, down-regulating your nervous system, all of that. Being in nature, yes, for sure. And then the second part is about listening and expression. We're exploring our creativity. And
first step is safety. Second step is exploring creativity.
exploring really your truth
Okay.
through creativity.
Is that where these
The Soul Imprint comes in.
Okay.
Yep. So we do that. And being able to explore through that creative process, but also emotion and embodiment, things more somatic practices. So I've always found it, since the COVID thing and everything's been on Zoom, how much could be felt through Zoom. And it's amazing. So I'm happy to work on Zoom. I
do therapy weekly through Zoom. No big deal.
I feel like people also have a safe space. And I think it's very useful. Of course, I do body work, so body work is great too. And of course, I have to be in person to do that.
And there's a different kind of vibe you can catch when you're in the same room with someone
Absolutely.
too. But there is
sure.
a lot of healing and potential
Yes.
Virtually.
Yes, absolutely. And then phase 3 is about integration and alignment and, really anchoring in that new awareness and finding ways to support it that could help you to keep doing that, right?
Are there typical phases that the client is going through? So I'm going through grief. What are the phases that your client might be going through?
Well, why we begin with grounding and safety is because the first phase for anyone is to be clear about, what is the inquiry? What are the intentions? And if they're going through grief, then that's what is there. That's what we address, is first feeling safe and understanding what the grief is about by experiencing it, by being able, but in order to experience it, you first need to feel safe. So the word that I use is resourcing, and that's the first thing, is to know how to resource yourself. To know how to resource yourself. So is it going out and lying on the grass, being on the earth? Is it taking a hot bath? Is it, it's like knowing, and it's first tapping into an experience of resource. When have you felt resourced?
Do any plants come in at any point to support with resource in terms of a tea, a food, a supplement? Are there plants that you look to?
I don't really do that. If I was working with someone, let's say they were having a particular issue, like stomach pain, right, then I would recommend something that's more of an herbal plant, tea, things like that. So sure. I didn't know if you were talking about psychedelics.
I'd be talking about anything, but I think in its lightest form, a tea, an herbal remedy, even smelling the flowers. But I frequently make fresh tea. I'll go out and wild forage, small amount, make an offering, ask, and then I'll make fresh tea frequently. I'll drink it. Sometimes I'll even bathe myself in it. I think that's at like a very kind of light level, all the way to a psychedelic ceremony.
Right. And I do ceremony. So ceremony is part of, I do ceremony when I go out in nature. Yeah. And ask for permission to enter a space.
Ceremony is my favorite. I love
ceremony.
I love ceremony. I love to pray. I love to play with friends.
We've talked about ceremony. Yeah. So, and I've been in many ceremonies with plants, without plants. But I try, when I do something like a vision walk with people and taking them out on the land and with them and me being in silence and holding this inquiry with them, It's a powerful practice to just be quiet with nature. But we were talking about something else.
Oh, we were talking about the stages,
what I'm doing,
and the stages that your client goes through, and how that overlaps with the stages that
there are stages of grief. Mm-hmm. Someone will go through denial. Mm. Someone will go through anger. Mm-hmm. And generally under anger is the pain or the sadness. The pain comes beneath that, to really feel, to really, really giving someone the space to feel what's in their body. It could be sound, it could be whatever wants to come through, and giving someone the space, holding that container for them to feel.
I've also do ecstatic dance. I'm new to it. But I did a little bit before COVID, and then none during COVID. Now I'm back to it. I'll go to movement mass here on Sundays, some maybe once, twice a month, and then Rhythm Sanctuary sometimes on Thursdays down in Denver. Very new to improv dancing, where we're like how would you describe it? You're touching, leaning on each other. There's like a contact improv. Thank you. New to it, but I found that was prescribed to me to help move through some stuck feelings. I'm in the process of like denial, grief, anger, all of that, and that like brings it to the surface. Yes. And then I could really work it. Yeah. Versus in the past where I didn't have any tools, I'm like, let me just stuff that down. How can I just? And then that comes out sideways later. It's unhealed, not allowing me to connect in the way that I want. It's just creates a bit of a messiness. But the ecstatic dance, especially growing up as like a Midwestern super white guy, where it's like we're just not doing that. It feels good, and that's like a really safe, beautiful learning growth edge.
Contact improv is amazing. It's that is my practice, my dance practice. It's funny, I just recommended a client do contact. So for embodiment and listening, it's such a potent way because you have to listen. If you're not listening to what's here, you can get hurt. Because if you're not being present and mindful about, my body is over here, and I need to stay with it. Because if I leave my body, someone could
drop you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I have to stay present with my body. And at the same time, when you're doing that, therefore you're more responsive to how things move. Because, they're over there, well, I can't, But it's more of a flow, and it's not a fight of who's going to be here and who's going to be here.
And through it, you're both supporting each other.
Yes.
That contact improv is the new growth edge for me. I've only gotten to experience a couple of times with friends that are good. They're like, hey, here's the kind of the 101. I haven't gone in any classes.
I bet I know some of the people you dance with.
You probably do. And I'm more just the ecstatic dance, just like I'm just kind of just doing my own dance by myself.
Awesome.
And that was a beautiful
it's
first
amazing.
One. In the beginning, I was wearing glasses. I've got LASIK since then, and I would just take the glasses off so I couldn't be aware of anybody. I'm like, I want to be here, but I have like judgment, and I'm not a good dancer. And then you start to just like release these layers, and then it's like, oh, now I'm like looking forward to dancing, and it's a way of ceremony. Going to a concert, and it's like, oh, this is a a church-like experience for me. Going to Red Rocks, for example, I'm like, wow, I can feel so much more alive being able to dance in a free way here. And then be an example to others of like others that are all tight and stuck, like, oh, I can't dance. It's like, oh, look at Steven, he's dancing. It's like, okay, that's like permission for them to dance too.
Yeah, absolutely. It's such an amazing practice in listening. I think it would be great for relationships, for people to really listen to themselves and each other.
You're talking contact improv? Or just any
dance.
So me and my girlfriend, we've been looking for a dance class. We're thinking maybe at the Avalon Ballroom because it seems like they have a lot of dance classes. Wondering what that might be.
Oh, like partner dancing.
Yeah, like partner dancing, because we like doing ecstatic dance together. That's fun. We like going to concerts and dancing, and we'll dance out on my like patio.
Right.
And like that's what it is. But she's a really good dancer, and I'm kind of like a goofy. She calls me a bopper. She's more of a flower. I'm more of a bopper, is how she says it. And so, but sometimes we catch a groove where we're both kind of dancing the same. I'm like, ooh, that's fun. I was like, how can we practice that more?
Yeah.
Instead of like relying on her because she's a better dancer, can you lead us into doing? That's not really happening. So it's like, I'm like, well, let's go take a class where we can just be in the flow more together, because that's like really fun.
Yeah. I don't do partner. I used to. I have done it long ago. I like just making it up.
Yeah, that's fun too. That's contact. That's how you think of contact improv.
Yeah.
Yeah. Would you suggest that as a partner dance?
Totally.
Yeah, totally. Yeah. Okay, cool.
And there's Boulder Lab, Contact Lab, is on Sunday mornings at 10 o'clock at the Boulder Circus Center.
And do they do classes?
Well, so at Lab, it goes from 10 to 12:15. They usually do, like, they're a group of people that hold the space, and you can always ask questions, but they always do, like, a little class in the beginning for people who don't know anything.
Sweet.
Or
that's me.
There's all levels.
Okay, great.
And then there is one of the international known teachers living right here in Boulder, Alicia Grayson.
Oh.
And Alicia teaches, and it's Grayson. Shout out to Alicia. And you could take her classes there's on Facebook, there's the Boulder Dance Collective, I think.
Okay.
And I think there's there's a contact. There might be a separate Boulder Contact Lab page, but you can get on their mailing list, go on the website, and see all the classes. And there are a lot of opportunities.
Beautiful.
Yeah.
Well, for those listening, ecstatic dance is beautiful medicine.
Contact improv.
It is like second level, I would say. Get into contact improv as well.
There's a great dance. Oh, I shouldn't. Don't share it.
Okay, let's not say it right now. What I would like to share with you, you got a secret dance? Is that what you're saying?
Yeah.
Let me share with you I want to be respectful of your time. I want to wrap it up here. We're at 55 almost.
Right.
I brought you one of my products.
Oh, thank you.
Freeze-dried microgreens. We've rebranded since last speaking to Be Micro.
This is very different.
We're now USDA organic and regenerative organic.
Wow.
And that's a blend of broccoli, radish, and red cabbage.
That's great.
Mm-hmm. And so use that. How might you use that?
Brassica. All brassica.
Yeah, all brassica. Those are like the kings of the microgreens.
Yeah.
Very detoxifying. Yeah. That one, that's just...
it has daikon.
It's just a straight freeze-dried microgreens. So some people use it as a garnish.
I would put it on like a ramen.
Oh, nice.
With vegetables. Mm-hmm. Yeah, that would be good.
And at one time, I was kind of pitching you. I was like, hey, maybe you put microgreens into some of your products. The thing with microgreens is they're just kind of expensive.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Totally.
They're just like, dang. But it's just what it is.
Yeah.
Hey, I just wanted to jump in here and give a quick shout out to the sponsor of today's podcast, Be Micro, the easiest way to sneak vegetables into any meal. Due to soil depletion, GMOs, and monocropping, Americans are not getting enough nutrients. So in 2018, I founded Be Micro, the first freeze-dried microgreens company in the U.S. to help Americans get more concentrated natural nutrients into their diet. Microgreens are a phase in the plant's life when they're 14 days old and naturally the most concentrated in vitamins, minerals, nutrients, all the good things that we need. Our microgreens are grown here in the U.S. in soil in a greenhouse. They're certified USDA organic and regenerative organic. We grow, wash, and freeze dry them to extend their 1-week shelf life to over 1 year, allowing us to ship anywhere in the U.S. without the worry of spoilage. We have 2 flavors, broccoli, backed by over 2,000 studies on sulforaphane and its powerful detox benefits, and a blend of red cabbage, radish, and broccoli, the most potent detox formula we've tested, offering you the most bang for your buck. Easily sneak these microgreens in any meal. Eggs, smoothies, pizza, pasta, even your kids' mac and cheese, you can't even taste it. Use code STEVE15 to save at bemicro.farm. How do you think about microgreens? Would you riff on a little bit about microgreens, what is the microgreen plant? Did you share your thoughts on microgreens?
Well, I mean, because it's so young, it has so much life force in it. And to me, that concentration is a good way to, make your cells really happy. That's what I think of. I see happy cells.
Perfect. Thank you. Now, where can people learn more about you? Check what's your site and socials, and how can they connect with you?
GraciousPathways.com is my website, and my Instagram is Gracious Pathways, gracious_pathways. Facebook, same. And I also have an art website, which is graceventura.art. And I go beyond Soul Imprints, where I also do paintings, larger paintings.
Now, does the first website link you to that? Because somehow
Yes, okay. You can find it there. So no worries, just graciouspathways.com.
Beautiful.
And there's lots on there to explore. This 12-week program is great. I'm going to be doing a Soul Imprint workshop as well.
And everything's available virtual.
Yes. The Soul Imprint workshops are not listed, but it's new. I'm offering them. It's a 4-week class. I'll be doing one probably in August. So if anyone is interested, it's just going to be once a week. And I'm teaching you how to do your own soul imprint. Because where I've come to in this work is I was doing quite a few of them for people and clients, and that I still would do, but I really wanted to share with people how to do it themselves. So you don't have to be an artist. Really, it's just color and play. It's really play. So that's something I'm going to be doing this summer, is offering a couple of those workshops.
Beautiful.
Yeah.
Thank you, Grace. Really enjoyed this time.
Yeah, thank you. Thank you for having me and sharing all of this. I feel like we just downloaded a whole lot.
That felt good.
Yeah. All right.
Thank you. See you, everybody.